Casey. Well, good morning here on YouTube. And morning inspiration, we're here to get us up, ready, and out the door to deal with the day. That's what we're doing here. Why is that important? It's important because once you get out there, there's lots coming at you. That's why we're here at Morning Inspiration. That's why. All right. I see everyone is here. Not. I see you. Yolanda KZL, I see you. Brooke, Matthias, and Zola, I see you too. All right. We're here. Let us begin. Remember. What are we remembering? We are remembering that when we go forth into the day, to guard our hearts and guard our minds. Why is this important that we guard our hearts and minds? Because out of the abundance of the mouth, the heart speaks. What gets into you? Whatever you allow in. Whatever you allow to enter you is what you will believe, and thus what you will speak, and how you will behave. Well, why is this of such importance, Angela? Why? Because we're not just these flesh and blood things, contrary to popular belief. We're not just that, we're much, much more. But the way to understanding what we are is to make sure to guard your hearts and your minds. The more pollutants we absorb, the more we are buried and we cannot see our way forward. How do we do this? Remember the principle of gender. Something is being projected. Where? Into our minds on a daily basis. Cleverly called advertising. Brand recognition. I want you to think about that. Brand recognition. If you see, it's universal. It doesn't matter where you go in the world, all the stop signs are the same. Red, green lights, the same. Yeah, but that just makes us easy to go from one place to the next. Yes, it does. But it is also what you call programming. It's been done to all of us. Now we know what we can see across the globe. Doesn't matter where we see it, we know what it is. McDonald's, you might not even speak French, but there's a McDonald's in Paris. How do you recognize McDonald's? The golden arches. There are certain things that we encounter day in and day out, and they seem subtle. They seem subtle. But in actuality, they play a very big role in how we think, how we speak, and how we behave. So the things that you partake of willingly, listening to certain types of music, if the music does not uplift you, meaning, what are the lyrics saying? How do things get into us? Repetition. So the more you play that song that you love, the more you watch that movie that you love, what are you allowing in? Because once it is in, it takes a little bit of time to get it out, especially if it is not helpful. Now, sometimes we seem to think, well, this is a little far-fetched. But go back, all the way back into your childhood. Perhaps there was something beautiful that was said. Yes, something beautiful was said to you. It stuck with you all this time. Something not so good also stuck with you. You see, it's not just what sticks, it's that it sticks. And this is why when we go out into our days and we intermingle with people, we be cautious. It's not a matter, you're not mistrusting anybody. You're just simply guarding the door to your mind. That is what you're doing. Guard the door to your mind. Remember to do that. Don't allow things of, oh, you're this. Oh, you're not that. Oh, you're not good enough. You're not this. Remember on Friday, I gave us a task. And that task was not to judge. Don't judge. What does judging look like? Oh my God. You're such a loser. Where did you come from? Anytime you cut anybody down. Really, that shoes? Those shoes with that dress? Really? Look at these young ruffians. You're traveling together in a pack. That's a gang. You see what I'm saying? This is judgment. But the person who we should not be judging the most is ourselves. We are hard on ourselves. So remember, you are learning a new way to be. It's not that, oh my God, I can't get it. No, they are learning a new way to be. This is why we guard our hearts and our minds, so that the unsavory things of the world do not take root in us and we unknowingly give birth to them and live them out. And then we wonder, why is this happening to me? Why? Who's influencing you? Listen to the word. Where's my resident etymologist? I don't see him yet. Influencing. Something is being put within you. What is that? It's getting into you. So as you go about your day, be wise about what you allow in. Be wise about what you allow in. This is it right here. Remember to do this. One of the easiest ways is to tell yourself what you want to allow in. Here's what I want to see today. And the reason I say that you do that is because we are already doing it. It comes naturally to us. It comes naturally because you remember when you say to yourself, oh, I don't remember that person's name. I don't remember that song. What is it? And you ask, and the song or the name comes to you. The same principle applies right here. What do you want to allow in? Then that's what you tell yourself. We're looking for whatever that thing is. We're looking for truth. We're looking for appreciation to flow into us, ease to flow into us. You set the parameter. So now whenever you go somewhere, those things that you set for yourself, you will encounter. But if you don't guard the gate, whatever is out there, whoever hollers the loudest and gets your attention more is what you will allow in. And what you allow in will influence how you behave. And what influences how you behave? What you're told. How many times you hear it. Oh, but Angela, that's a conspiracy. As I said before, that not so pleasant memory wasn't a conspiracy, because you can sit there and think about, but this person said that and hurt my feelings. The same way someone who is close to you can speak into your life and influence your life, then anything on the outside of you also has the same capability. It doesn't matter who's saying it. What matters is that it is being said. Because it comes in by way of your eyes or your ears. You smell it, you taste it. This is what we do. This is how we live our lives. We don't just live our lives simply on autopilot anymore. That's the past. The present, the now is to take responsibility for your every action. But that's so much work. Is it? Would you rather be the one doing the work, or would you rather someone else do it for you? I can't wait till I'm a grown up. Do you remember saying that as a child? Do you know why you said it? Because it meant you were now free and responsible to do what you wanted to do. So if all the way back then we could say, no, I can't wait till I'm grown up, till I'm a grown up and you can't tell me what to do. It is the same thing here. There's a certain amount of freedom that comes with that responsibility. But there's also a certain amount of care that comes with that responsibility. That care, my friends, is looking after ourselves, looking after what we feed ourselves. Notice it, what we feed ourselves. We don't just feed our bodies with food. That's just one of the things we feed ourselves with. So remember today, remember, set the guard at the gate. You decide what you will allow in and what you will reject. And by way of allowing, by way of setting the guard at the gate to allow in, you have automatically rejected. You don't have to go out of your way to reject. Just choose what you will accept. That is a clear line in the sand, because if that thing is not what you have accepted, then clearly you have rejected it. So be bold this morning. Sometimes we worry about the opinions of others. Sometimes we sure do. But more so than that, we are hardest on ourselves. Give yourself an opportunity. Give yourself an opportunity to grow and to learn. Don't fret about, but I don't know. I can't figure that out. Take a moment to sit in the silence. Any opportunity. You see that bathroom break that you're going to take today at some point? When you go in there, yeah, you do your business and you leave, but while you're doing your business, let's do it now. Conjure up a sensation that you would like to experience. This is part of setting the guard at the gate. You decide what your emotions will be like. How so? What is that sensation that you would like to feel in your body? Find it, because it is there. Bring it up inside your body so you can physically feel it. And hold it there for a moment or two. Just hold it there. There you go. Now let that go. Let it go. Good. Now that you have brought that sensation forward and you felt it, right? This is the key. If you do that, if you make that conscious decision to decide how you will feel and how you will behave happens from there. So your behavior is never a surprise. Why wouldn't it be a surprise? Because you created the cause. You chose. This is how I will feel. This is how I will behave. Well, then you know the outcome. That's what you do. The reason why you want to do that is now you won't be tossed to and fro and pulled from any one direction to another because that's not what you may want. But if you don't set that parameter, whatever happens out there, you'll be pulled to and fro with it. And wherever you are pulled to and fro, that is the way you will respond. Why? Because it is predictable. So allow yourself to be bold. Allow yourself to also be curious, to learn. Set that guard at the gate. I'll say it to you again. Set that guard at the gate. Remember to do it today. We do it by making the decision about what we will allow into our lives. Some of you may call it setting a boundary, right? Some of us may call it setting a boundary. Why is that important to set a boundary? Because if you do not set the boundary, anybody then has access to you. And if anybody has access to you, well, now anybody, that access grants them permission to do what? Whatever they want. Oh, ponder that for a bit. You see, give yourself that opportunity to observe. Observe what is coming at you at every moment of the day. Just observe it. You're not allowing, you're not rejecting, you're just observing. And from your observations, you can say, well, that's beneficial, so I'll let that in. Not so much over there. Rejected. But if we don't take that moment to be still and observe, then we find ourselves reacting to the day. We find ourselves reacting to the day if we do not observe and set the guard. We must remember to do this, or else we go to work, somebody says something, no, you did not. You drive down the street, you honk your horn because somebody cut you off or you're cussing. This is exactly it. You go somewhere to buy something, somebody just took the last one. We have a moment. You see, anything that allows you or causes you to swing to an extreme, meaning if it has to be strong enough to get your attention. If it has your attention, it has you. So this is another way of saying, when you set the guard at the gate, what will you give your attention to? Notice the difference. Not somebody grabbing your attention, but you giving your attention. When you give your attention, that is a choice. That is your decision that you made. You said, oh, I'll give that my attention today. Or I got time today. versus somebody just coming along and grabbing your attention, however they do it. Right? So as we go forth today, remember that you are sovereign. Remember that you are in charge of your existence. I keep seeing these posts. How do I get somebody to be who I want them to be? How do I get somebody to do what I want them to do? Ponder that for a moment. You can't get yourself to do what you want to do, but you want to force somebody else to do what you want them to do. This is how we think. Because for so long, we didn't know that we could make the decision to be or do for ourselves. That's why this reminder is here. That's why the reminder is here. So that you remember you are in charge. Yeah, but there's 8 billion people. Yes, there are 8 billion people on the planet. If you don't take responsibility for you, there's many volunteers who will do it for you. And as I said, that is not what you want. How do I know that's not what you want? Because I can tell you now, each and every one of us in this space at some point in our lives when we were younger said, I can't wait to be an adult. Because when you said that, you know what it meant to you? It meant you can't wait to take control of your life. But now that we're adults, I got to do that for me? I got to adult today? Yes. Yes. And it's more than just working for yourself. Way deeper than that. It's about thinking for yourself. Being able to recognize when a thought belongs to you or if it came from somewhere else. How can you tell the difference? How can you tell the difference if a thought is yours or if somebody gave it to you? Well, one, you'll know. You just will. And two, why am I doing that? That's not, I don't really want to do that. But always remember, you're in a body and it will give you a sensation to confirm with you what's going on within you. That's what it will do. And if the sensation in your body doesn't quite feel right, you don't have to accept it, but observe it. What is it telling you? This is your responsibility. This is my responsibility. That we remember to pay attention. And you pay attention by setting that guard at the gate. Here's what I will accept today. Here's what I want to experience today. That's your cue. Pull up the sensation in your body that you would like to feel at this moment. Just simply pull it up. And hold it there for a moment. Let it go now. You see, the reason I tell you that you've got to be quick at it, don't worry, I practice too. Yes. The reason you've got to be quick at it is because you're going to encounter something. We always are. So you've got to be in a position, as they say, to pivot. You've got to be in a position to move yourself out of the way so that you are not stuck somewhere undesirable. You hear an argument, you're walking by, and of course, you're curious. Now you want to see what's happening. You hear what they're saying, And somewhere inside you, you're like, oh, yeah, that person's right. They're right. What did you just allow in? Because now when you go about the rest of the day, because that thing was so, it got your attention, it held your attention for a certain amount of time, then you go about the day and you start hearing it more and more and seeing it more and more. And then the next thing you get home, guess what I heard today? Hmm. See, something influenced you, it entered you. Just because it was a tasty morsel, it entered you. Beware of tasty treats. They have a way of becoming poisonous on the inside. They just do sometimes. This is why discernment is key. It's not meant to scare you, not in the least bit. It is meant for you to remember that you are in control of you and what you want to experience. That's what it's telling you. It's giving you your power back. Always take your power back. Hold it close to you. But don't just give it away. Because you know what happens with power. You give it away, it's pretty hard to get it back. So keep your power. The power to what? Think for yourself. Speak for yourself. Choose for yourself. That is your power. Let's take a brief moment to recognize all the people in the space today. Let's start with Twitter because they're in my hand. Look at that. Can I see? The screen is so small on the phone, guys. Jeff, I see you. Meep. Tiffany and Javion, I see you. Luke. Now, who I don't see, Miss Shea Butter. I don't see you, Shea Butter. And Cuddles, I know you'll be here later, but I see you. And let's give some love over there. Fan base. Yolanda L. Zola. KZ. Summer Rose. My melanin. I did this thingy for you to come up because I saw you had your hand raised. King Pip, Malik, Mo, Lady Elevation, yeah, and Soul Seed. I see you all. Let's see who's here on YouTube today. YouTube, I have Anot, Asonia, Queen Marat, David, Walter, Imanon, look at you. But there's 16 people here. So for the others who did not identify themselves, welcome to the space also. It is a beautiful day, isn't it? Mo, did you? Miss McQueen, you're here. There. I'm glad that you're all here this morning. Ultra, I see you. Digital artwork, anyone? You better hit Ultra up because it is popping. If you don't know, yeah, it's in my timeline everywhere. It's on YouTube, it's on Twitter, it is on Fanbase, and it is also on Insta. He is popping, just so you know. And Ty, welcome to the space this lovely morning. So, I'm glad you could all be here. Remember, set the guard at the gate. You decide what it is that you will accept. Decide what it is you will accept in your day. Decide how you will behave. Decide how you will behave. That means when you say to your body, all right, here's the kind of day we're going to have. You see, now you've already pulled up that sensation. Today is Monday. How many of us groaned? Oh God, Monday, here we go again. You're just telling your body how to behave. Listen, do it again. If you got up this morning, you said, oh God, Monday, here we go again. This again. Ugh. You've just told your body how to behave by having that sensation. And because you have trained yourself to have that sensation every Sunday night in anticipation of Monday, how do you expect you'll behave? Just like you programmed your body to behave every Sunday night. Oh man, I got Monday's coming. And now that Monday's here, your body knows exactly how to behave because you told it how. Monday is the best day of the week. So is Tuesday. So is Wednesday. You know why? Because you're alive to see it. You get to decide how you want that day to go. This is why it is important that we pull up the sensation in our bodies because we do it naturally. That is the design. So if you know, look at Fridays, right? Thursday comes around, and by midday on Thursday, your body has a sensation in anticipation for Friday. You told yourself, Friday, oh my God, I can't wait to get out of here. It's the weekend, right? That's what you've done. See what you've done. Now take it a step further. You choose because you already did. You already chose what your Mondays will go like, and you already chose what your Fridays will go like. Is that what you want? If it isn't, the same way you did it there with Monday and Friday, you can do it with all the other days of the week and for the experiences you want to have. That's what we do. We program ourselves. But where did that come from? Because I can tell you, Monday rolled around, I was glad to be back at school. Well, mind you, school in Barbados is considerably different from school in North America, right? I looked forward to Mondays, to being back at school and seeing my friends. Sundays, not so much because I had to go to church. Right? But look at it. But now all of a sudden that we're an adult, Monday is the worst day of the week. Friday we were forlorn. It means we didn't get to see our friends for the whole weekend. So this is how now you begin to recognize which thoughts are yours and which thoughts have come from the outside. That eagerness and anticipation that you have to just get out and do something. Well, that's you. But if you feel like, oh God, this is a chore, you know how kids are. Pick up your clothes off the floor. Mom, because they hate it so much because they've convinced themselves that it sucks and it's no fun. That's how long we've been doing this. But that's how long we've been doing it unconsciously. Now, take the initiative to do it consciously. Decide and choose for yourself what you will accept and what you will reject. But by way of acceptance, you've already rejected something. Always look towards the thing that it is you want instead of looking at the thing you do not. And I will also say this to you again. Every problem has the seed of a solution within it. All one need do is look for that seed. Because it will tell you the problem will tell you exactly how to fix it. That's what I mean by the seed of the solution is in it. If you don't want to wake up late, because the problem is you always sleep in, set the alarm because you want to get up on time. Problem, I overslept. Solution, set the alarm. It is time. The problem is time. Does that make sense today? I don't want to keep you too long because we got to get where we're going and we got to do things. One of us has a book to finish, right? But here's the key, set that parameter. Remember to do it. Remember that you are the one in control of you. You hold your own self accountable. Hmm. You regulate your own self. Think about it. In the summer, you get too hot, you take something off. In the winter, you get too cold, you put something on. You regulate yourself, your behavior. Practice simply pulling up the sensation in your body that you would like to experience because that sensation requires thought for it to show up. You have to think about what it is you feel before you feel it. Oh, but Angela, what if you just feel it and you didn't have to think about it? That's called autopilot. Hmm. We don't just want to be autopilot. That's autopilot's good for walking, talking, reading, adding, things we learned at that tender age. But when it comes to making a decision right here, right now, if you don't do that consciously, then we will continue to behave the way we always have behaved. And then we call them triggers. You're allowing yourself to be what? Triggered by something or by someone. When that happens, it means they took your attention from you. Because if you give your attention, you will choose what you want to respond to. It is exhausting to be triggered all day long by things because bits of your energy and attention are taken. You have to. You have to give something your attention to power it. So if you are cautious with what has your attention, what you give it to, not what takes your attention. Don't let things take your attention, but you bestow attention upon something. Your attention to something is your greatest gift you can give. So when you give your attention, make that thing be worthy of your attention. Remember that. Or else we run into the situation of, oh my God, I'm so tired. Ugh. And you know why? Because everything has been out there pulling you like Gumby in whichever way it wanted to, because you forgot to set the parameter. You forgot to say to yourself, huh, here's what I will accept. Here's how I will behave. If this happens, I will behave like that. This is why it's important to remember to do it on a daily basis. That's what it is. Zola, darling.
Good morning, Angela, and everyone in the room. I just want to say, Angela, I know, I know y'all probably tired of hearing me by now, but this is why I set my alarm to you in the mornings and I drop hearts when I come in your room because everything you say is so true. And I just I've experienced a couple of things. I love how you talk about, you made the subtitle part of the word remember, because there's a couple of things when you're saying we're in control of how we want our day or our week to go and to protect our, guard our hearts and our minds. And I remember a lot of times I've driven on the road, and I'm one of those people who I used to call myself a person that had road rage, not because I just started it with other people, but I would get angry when other people started raging on the road with me, and I would let it get to me, and it would just. It's like a feeling on the inside you get, and it's such a bad feeling, even though you're still gonna get where you're going on time, or you didn't get in an accident. But it's just something about road rage. You're right. It's like an energy they have. So I remember one of my many New Year resolutions was to cut down on my road rage, not letting other people steal, my joy on the road, in that brief period of time. And this year, it kind of happened where it was like a test or opportunity for me. And this man just, I was trying to get over in the right lane. I had my signal on, and he was driving slow, and I just sped up a little bit, and then he sped up, and then he flicked me off. And I was so mad. And I had my daughter in the car, and I'm like, and then he left me for trying to get over. So I just slowed down, let him pass, and I had to remember to myself what I put out there in the universe. I said, you know what, this was one of my resolutions, and I want to be in control of how I feel. And so what I did is it stayed, it got to me, but I kept saying in my head, I'm not going to let people steal my joy on the road. And I want to start seeing these people on the road get their karma instantly. And a lot of people don't think, oh, well, he's not going to get his karma right now, or I'm not going to be able to see it. And I did not let that person get me. I did not flick them back off. I didn't get angry. I slowed down. I did all the right things. And then other times on the road when it happened, like later on that week or that day, when people didn't want to let me over, I even started saying it. Like I started thinking it, and then I started speaking it until that negative energy left my spirit. And then when people came in the future on the road and they didn't want to let me over, I noticed other people would jump in front of them, like just like not put their signal on, jump in front of them and like slow down. And then it gave me the opportunity to get in front of the other person that jumped in front of them. I'm like, I'm going to get over either way. If you don't let me, I'm going to speed up and get over from somebody else. And it's not like I'm speeding, I don't speed because I haven't gotten speeding tickets, but I just don't like it when it's crazy. It's like when you do the right thing, people try to take that power, like, oh, she's trying to get over, let me, some people who have difficulty or want to like put their negative energy on you, and it doesn't happen all the time. There's some really nice people out on the road that let me over and let me in, and I'm one of those people. I always let people in and let them over when they need to get over. So it was just like I had to remember what I put out there in the universe, and the feeling. I even thought about the feeling while I was experiencing that negative feeling, the person not letting me over. I thought about the feeling, the positive feeling, what it would be like to see them get their instant vengeance for somebody else doing to them what they were doing to me. And it's funny, it's been happening like that with people that have been rude on the road. Somebody else will cut them off, and then I'll get in front of them. I had to remember that. And I love that you talk about remembering and what we want and having control over it. And a lot of people may not agree with this, but I remember I just put out in the universe, you know what, I want some more money. I even put out the things that I want. I've been doing great. I'm financially stable. I've been working, climbing my way out of debt. I've been saving, but I wanted extra money for certain things. And I even started making a list of all the things I wanted and the extra. I just like, I would like money to get this and that. And I remember just probably like last week, I looked on my credit card and there was this like extra $500. And I'm a person. I check my accounts every day. I use my credit card like a prepaid card because I've been a victim of identity theft, and I only put money on there that like I know I'm gonna use or need just to keep track of it. But I always pay it or I should say, I only spend money when I know I'm gonna have the money to pay it. So I check it every day to make sure nothing's coming out, and I know what my bills are. I know what I spend and all of that. So I'm like, I know this isn't it. And there was no trace of it coming from my bank account, and it was just like all the pending charges had pended. And just to let you guys know, because I know a lot of people see this with their bank accounts and they get worried, I did the same thing. This has happened to me before once, and I called, my credit card company. I'm like, hey, where did this extra money come from? I think somebody made a mistake. Can you check it? Because I don't want, this to come back on me, or I don't want to be responsible for it. And they went through all of my stuff, and they couldn't find anything. Nobody took the fault. Nobody took the blame. And I said, you know what? And I was still puzzled, and I was going to keep trying to fight. But I said, wait a minute. I requested and I put out in the universe that I wanted more money. And you never know which way, in what ways it's going to come to you.
There it
So I said, you
is.
know what? If they made a mistake, I called them and they didn't take responsibility. I said, I'm not even going to envision myself being responsible for this. I'm just going to envision them making a mistake, or I was like, is somebody paying on it? I don't know, but it's the second time it's happened. And I
See?
remembered, and I like how you put the title "Remember," because I said, wait a minute, I requested this extra money and
Exactly.
I did the right thing. I called them and I said, you know what, I'm not going to keep trying to fight it, because sometimes we can get in the way of our blessings, being such a good Samaritan that we kind of like, destroy things that are meant for us. And we have to, when we forget, dang, I did request for this. I did ask. And it's not like I went and I stole it from anybody. So it's just really, I love your room because it's very important. And I just picture myself having the money. I picture the karma happening. I picture keeping my peace while driving. And it all happened. So, and I'm just like, you know what? I was able to do what I wanted with that money. I still have some of it. And it's just like, I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to keep being in control. And you just never know where it's coming from. So I just want to share that.
And I appreciate it very much. You see, this is the thing. This is how we learn from one another, right? This is how we learn from one another on a daily basis. Always remember that. We may intersect with other people. We learn from each other, is what we do. Because it is in that learning that we grow, right? My bestie and I had a great conversation yesterday. Wow. You see, that's what's missing nowadays. The discourse between two people is just a conversation, a friendly debate, you say, if you will. Just a matter of sharing. Because what happens when we do that? When I share with you and you share with me, we both learn and we both grow. We get to see who we are and we get to see who the other is. This is how we learn about and from each other. It is important that we do so. It truly is, right? Because in that space of learning, you may come upon a particular insight that you did not have before. When people share, remember, be encouraged, especially in this space, right? Because it is a matter of learning. So that when you get out into the world and you're intermingling with other people, you get to now choose and you say, huh, well, this is what I would like to experience. Notice how she said she felt it, right? She felt it. This is the important thing. So remember today, we are always in a position to learn. Always in a position to learn. That's what it is. This is where that curiosity comes in, right? We all have different experiences. And I see Ultra said, yes, it's always good to hear testimonies because they are an encouragement to us all. Because you understand this, right? Each person has within them the same potential. This is why you don't get jealous, you don't get envious, you don't get upset. We all have the same potential within us. So spend the time to develop your potential. Spend the time to do that. And the way, part of how we do that, to recognize our potential, is to learn from one another. Because something that someone says may ignite that flame within you or fan the flames within you of your growth. That's what it does, right? That's what it does. So, this morning, as we go forth, remember, if you want to bring up that sensation in your body, remember the good. Remember the good. Remember the good. Remember the pleasant. Why? Because scripture says, whatever is good, whatever is true, whatever is of a good report, think on these things. Now, why would it possibly say that? Because whatever you think about all the time, incessantly, is what you will experience. You see, I keep telling you the law is in the Word. The Word, when it tells you to think on those things, it knows the design. We have a tendency to ruminate, to think about things, to worry things. That's what we tend to do. So if you're going to be thinking and worrying about things, it may as well be good, true, honest, of a good report, because then the experience is a better one. So always remember that. Set your guard at the gate. Set your guard at the gate. Hmm, I want to experience, and you list off what you want to experience. And then that feeling, that sensation of relief in your body is confirmation. That's all it is. Because those two things correspond. You've planted the seed by way of thought and the sensation in your body. Thus, you get to reap what you have sown. Right? That's the law of correspondence. Miss Ravioli, I see you. So, as you go about your day today, we close with this. Here are the principles one more time, because memorization is good. Mentalism. The all is mind. The universe is a mental creation. As within, so without. As above, so below. Everything vibrates between two poles, a swing to and fro, creating a rhythm, an ebb and a flow. Every cause has its effect, and every effect its cause. A projection, masculine, of the will, giving life, giving form, feminine. Those are the principles of creation. They guide us. Where are they guiding us? Keep doing them and you'll see where you end up. They're guiding us somewhere, and we use them to keep ourselves in line. We hear it all the time. Are you in alignment? Well, what are you in alignment with? The laws. When you are in alignment with the law, life goes simpler. Dizzy posted it. She said here in one of these comments that she started applying the law and her life is easier. She says a lot of the burden has been lifted off her shoulders. You see, sometimes we think the law is just good for like a genie in a lamp. That's what we think the law is. But it is far greater than that. Far, far greater than just what we can get. So that's why it's important to practice those laws, and you'll begin to start to feel an easing of tension just everywhere in your body. You just will. But hey, don't take my word for it. Practice. How do you practice them? If there's one of those laws that stands out to you, some like causation, some like polarity, some like correspondence, doesn't matter. Whichever one you remember first, you're doing them all. But it is best to remember them all. Right? Walter is telling you to hit that like button on YouTube. But you understand me. You begin to feel different. It will happen to you. Reason why? You hear these things, oh, you got to raise your vibration, right? Well, you can't get around the law and not have it elevate your vibration. The law will not, nor can it come down to you. You must rise. That is the beauty of the law. It causes you to rise to it, thereby elevating your vibration. When you elevate your vibration, well, we all know what happens with vibrations that are good: health, wealth, abundance, peace of mind, all those things. But if the vibration has got you dragging on the ground, well, you're cranky all the time. You don't know what to do. You feel heavy laden. Well, again, let me quote scripture for you. Come to me, all who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Who's calling you? Well, you can hear the law. You can see the law. Answer, because that's what's calling you to a higher level. So simply apply it, and apply it with joy, I might add. Why? To apply the law with pleasure, with joy. That means you're not living life to say, oh my God, I got to do this again. It's so boring. We'll have a little bit of fun. You know the law, as within, so without. You begin to say, hey, I would like to experience dot, 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 whatever that thing is you want to experience. This is how we get to have fun with creation. Because creation is fun, is it not? Oh, yes, it is. Creation is fun. It is a pleasurable experience. Think about it for just a moment. If you had to go through the rest of life with, I don't know what to do, there's no love, there's no assistance, right? If you had to go through life like that every day for the rest of your life, I could understand the agitation. But look at what you get to go through life with. Ooh, I get to experiment today. What do I want to experience? And you begin to feel the sensation in your body. And when you get the right sensation, you say, yeah, that's it. That's what I'm experiencing right here. And the more you bring up that sensation, and the longer you can feel it, 30 seconds, 20 times a day, just no rhyme or reason, just do it for that amount of time. And then all of a sudden you go, wow, I just did that? I was just thinking this. Wow. Have fun with creation. Become childlike with it. Remember, not childlike as in not knowing, but childlike as in enthusiasm. That's how we live our lives. Now, if you live your life in that state of enthusiasm, more than likely, you'll have a healthy body. You'll prolong your life because that's what a good vibration will do for you. It gives you the ability to live and learn more and grow more so that you can experience more. That is the beauty of what we have. So let us use it, please. Let us use it. I love you. You guys, you just practice. And if ever you get stuck and you don't know how to practice, the first step should always be, show me. I don't quite understand this. Who are you saying that to? You, and then you wait, because the answer will always come. How do you know the answer always comes? The question is the cause. The effect is the response. If you know the cause, you can predict the effect. So don't for one moment think that you're never answered, because you always will be answered. Every cause has its effect. So remember those things today. There were a lot. Let us recap before we go. Set the guard at the gate. You decide what day you will have. And you decide that, let's do it right now. What is that sensation in your body you would like to feel and experience? Pull it up right now. There you go. Let it go. How many times can you pull that up today? That sensation. How many times can you do it? Can you hold it for more than 30 seconds? 1 minute is maximum. You don't need to go over that. Remember, because it's the dosage, right? Small dosages. Because what you do in that small moment is to build momentum. You're building momentum by bringing up the sensation. And what happens when you build that momentum? You're actually magnetizing that thought and that sensation because it takes the magnetism to cause, as within, so without, otherwise known as the law of attraction. Right? That's how we do it, y'alls. That is how we do it. Countdown initiated. 5, 4, 3. Tonight, I'll see you at nighttime guided meditation at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Twitter, Fanbase, and YouTube. 1. Remember always that you are loved. Remember that. And you are appreciated and you are cared for. Remember that. And if ever you question it, you simply ask, allow me to feel it. Allow me to feel the appreciation. Allow me to feel the love. Allow me to sense it. And when you ask, you are always answered. Much love, my beautiful friends. Much love. Twitter, I will close the room. Abdullah, Benji, Guava, you're new to the space. Welcome, my dear. I will close the space. Oops, Twitter is closed. All right. Oh, look, I have a hand free. Fan base, I see you all. Thank you for being so faithful. You aren't faithful to me, you know. You're faithful to you. Because every morning you get up and you come here. You're faithful to you. You're faithful to your growth. That's what you are. You are persistent. See how beautiful it is? That's what you do. And I love you. I will see you tonight. Enjoy the day, fan base. Enjoy the day. YouTube. Aw, you're welcome, Queen Marat. All of you, enjoy the beauty of the day. Me, I will finish the narration project. It beckons. There's one chapter remaining in the book, and then another book begins. Um, but I will post the link to that book because I think it'll be very beneficial for you. The Emerald Tablets of Thoth, the Atlantean. Some people call him Thoth, which I think it is. Thoth, because hot. Thoth. Yeah. But others say Thoth. A matter of semantics, but it is a brilliant, brilliant piece of work. Very eye opening. I will share it with you when the audio version becomes available. I will drop that link in the description as well. Because Rebecca Marina Messenger did a fantastic job. She hasn't changed the emerald tablets. She simply made them easier to read, just like scripture. You have a chapter and a verse so that you can find it anytime, and many people can study it at the same time, right? You see, I told you earlier, choose. I used to narrate just about anything I could get my hands on because, somebody got to pay these bills, right? But I started to say, I started to choose the type of books I wanted to narrate, and they started coming. David, yes, I will be on Lance Scurv on YouTube tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the Bible story will be the talking donkey. You know that Bible story. That's what we're talking about tonight by way of the law. We're going to use it that way, right? Yeah, Lance Scurv. Let me type. Give me a second. If you search this, that's where I'm at every Monday. LANCES. Oops. CURV. You search that name, Lance Scurv, in YouTube, and every Monday night I'm there at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. Yes, Miss Ravioli, Twitter fan base and YouTube. We'll put it there, but that's where we are, right? So I trust today was informative for you and that you enjoyed it as much as I did and that you are curious and invigorated and that you will set the guard at the door. You will decide what it is that you want to experience. You will decide what you give your attention to. You don't just allow your attention to be taken, you decide what to give it to. That is your word today. Remember to do those things. Remember to do those things. All righty then. And I look forward to seeing you all tonight. Lance Scurv, he's absolutely amazing. And you know what? It worked by way of law. It sure did. I asked, what must I do to get the law out? What must I do? And sure enough, I met Lance. Lance said, hey, I like what you're sharing. Let's collaborate. There aren't any coincidences. You asked and you receive. Yes, that's what it is. Yes, A not, put that bouncer at the door. Put the bouncer at the door. So that you only allow in what you want there. Write that guest list. These kinds of thoughts. These bodily sensations. That's your guest list. You write the guest list, shoot, you know who you're going to see. Right? That's how we roll. And it is practice. You don't take a break from practicing. The more you practice, the better you become. Yes? Alrighty then, my beautiful friends here on YouTube. I love you. I'll see you tonight on Lance Scurv because he's absolutely amazing. He really, really is. What a kind and gentle spirit he is. Truly. You see, that's what, when you use the law, that's what happens. You bring the type of people into your life that you want to be in it. But fancy this, it was mutually beneficial because he was also, you see what I'm saying? I'm not just benefiting from him, he benefits from me as well because that's the way the law works. It elevates both at the same time. So use the law, my friends. Get a picture of what you want in your mind, and that picture will create a sensation in your body. One of either, wow, that's nice, or that's not possible. but it will create a sensation in your body nonetheless. So every time you pull up that thought, that sensation comes with it. Cause and effect travel together. Correspondence as within you, so without. So the more times you call up that sensation, right? The more times you do it, the faster you get at it. And remember, it builds momentum. You understand? So there. That is your word today. I love you, and I will see y'all later. Much love, my beautiful friends. Much, much love. And you can slide into my DMs if you have questions. I will see you all. Anon, David, Miss Ravioli, Queen Marat, Walter, Ultra, Pens, Ties Bits, Ties Tidbits. Oh dear. Did I just say Ties Bits? Ty, if you still here, I didn't mean to say nothing about your bits. It's Ties Tidbits. Okay? Imanon, Sonia, my beautiful darling. I will see you all later. Much love.